Welcome. Saturday morning, 9:17. Mr. Sammy, Simone, Suzanne Fleming. Read Suzanne's chats here. She is not wrong. Mr. Sammy, BJ, Timothy, results oriented. Wolf, it's not Winger. Anybody know that band? Early 90s. Lead singer Greg Dooley. Happy Saturday to you. Living my best, and it doesn't include women. Well, whatever brings you peace, quiet, and freedom. Timothy Kramer, the forever bachelor. Golfing in the heat later today. Timmy just got back from sunny San Diego. What? Most women are in love with the fantasy and the imaginary men. That is why they despise their men or do not like the current men that they are with today. Let's begin. This can be absolutely verified and factualized by the following thoughts. Dating apps are always there. They're constantly swiping, hoping the next guy will fill their fantasy and their dreams. Women are now inflated in terms of ego. They believe that they deserve all that there is. The Princess Destiny syndrome is real. Princess Entitlement syndrome. Is it real? Go watch all of the TikTokers, all the fat ladies on the TikTok saying they deserve a man that makes $1 million a year, 6'4" or above, 6-pack abs, dark, and will give them everything they want. Betty Saab, got flash from my full frame camera. Good for you. Ready to do some photography. All right, brother. The Revster in the house. Good to see Rev. He's in a van down by the river. He's an OG. Will Murphy, title of the video is spot on. We'll get into it, and I want to hear your thoughts. Ex-mass women are hell-bent on changing their man. That is another reason they despise men. They want to change you into their imaginary potential husband. They love the idea. See, I believe, and I heard this from Patrice O'Neill back in the day, or watched this video. Joseph Hoffman, good to see you. The fact that women have settled for the men that they get in relationships with. There will never be a man good enough for a woman because her imagination is always and will always trump reality. Hence, you can never win her over. Right on, Wolf. Results oriented. Let's see. Timothy, give them gold, they want diamonds. Give them diamonds, they want jewels. Never satisfied. Well said, brother. Jared Montañez in the house. Good to see you again. Niz, USA is a nation full of Karens. You're not wrong, brother. That graphic to this video was hilarious. Guy looked like a corny porn actor from... Well, what I wanted to do was show, those old passionate romance books where they got the Fabio type guy on the cover and he's half dressed with a woman in her cleavage. See, that is what they seek. That is why romance novels, romance films, 50 Shades of Grey are so successful, because they bring in the imaginary aspect of their fantasies. That man does not exist out there. Again, their imagination trumps all reality. I still cannot wrap my head around this, a 300-pound fatty with a couple of kids from a bunch of dudes. It's the truth, brother. WHO in the house, good to see you. Good morning. Remember, most men are not their first choice. Barn romance novel escapism. Well said, Slam. Good to see you. Check out Slam's channel. He's making some good stuff. It is that. My mother is married, had 6 kids, and read those romance novels like they were going out of style. She loved them. Literally, every week she'd go to the library with my sister and buy tons of these romance books. Project in the house, good to see you. And men going their own, gals only have as much value as we give them. Well said. Those damn expectations, we can't meet them, says WHO. Wolf, I used to work in a bookstore. The lady liked romance novels. They were psychotic. Big world in Vietnam. Rad, I want an honest answer. Why do you think a 50-year-old Long Island man would break into his ex-wife's home and her new boyfriend? He could not handle rejection, my friend. He did not have his emotions in check, and he gave her all his mental power. That is the exact reason why he did that. He could not stand the fact that she was spreading for another man. Gerald Montagna with the pirate on the cover. That's another one. I deserve a high-value man, but what is a woman? Well said. Like a LAPD biker cops with the total prawn stash. There you go. None of my ex-wife ever told me in my face, but the last fourth was a really cold serpent. She told me, Sam, to be honest, I never loved you. And this, we're not hating on women. I think their biology wired this way. I really do. There's always something better. Better. You're never going to be good enough. I'm sorry. I mean, most, I put in the title, most women, 98%. Moment of silence for all those been holding someone's purse right now. Attaboy, bookshelf. Good to see you. And after 12 years, she gave you a son. Well, it is what it is. Attaboy, Wolf. You identify however you want. It's not healthy for a man to have one woman for most of his life. Investments fall quick. I agree. I don't think monogamy is, I don't think we're geared for it. I agree. The court, well said, WHO, could have been a court issue as well. The fact that he can't see his kids or has to pay all this money. Yeah. Guys snap when they don't have their feelings their emotions in check. Any ideas how this feminist gyno country gets fixed? Niz, I don't think it will get fixed. You're seeing a division between young men today between the ages of 16 and 30. We're going more conservative. They're going into skilled trades where women are going more liberal. And I don't know how it gets fixed. I don't think it ever will. Programming's too deep. Women read fiction compared to men who read fiction. The problem is women suffers from cognitive dissonance, well said, severely, and now the results are in front of us all. Cognitive dissonance is a huge thing, especially in ladies. Attaboy, blueprint skateboard. I thought about going to the park today. I might just ride my bike. Remember, even when they are drowning, they hate you. I don't hate them. I just don't need them. Well, it's not about hate. It's about understanding. It's just realize most men out there think that they're their prize. And I got to tell them, I wasn't my prize for my ex-wife. She married me because I had a degree, I had a job, and I was willing to give her kids. It's something, but there's nothing wrong with that either. I was just misguided. Well, I probably was led by my four chemicals, dopamine, oxytocin, vasopressin, and serotonin, to the wrong pasture. I'm actually glad it worked out that way because I had 3 kids and we had a decent, great upbringing, but yeah, and I'll tell you some of the reasons. She always looked at other people instead of her husband. I'm quite intelligent when it comes to working on houses. My dad taught us how to work on houses, cars, understand things. I got a lot of street smarts in a lot of different ways, but she never accepted that in terms of, she would ask the neighbor if something broke in the house. I could fix refrigerators, washing machines, dryers. If something broke, she wouldn't ask me. She'd run out to the neighbor. I already knew what was wrong. And then the neighbor would come back and validate what I said was wrong. Again, always seeking imaginary solutions and men. It is a foolish man who tries in vain to fulfill the woman's fantasy. Well said, Jason from Colorado. They're breeding because it's easy. They take the path of least resistance. And they get all the attention and validation they want out of the sim. I need a real man, a man that's a protector, provider. Why is she suing me from saving her from drowning? Exactly. Women only love what we give them. We're useful external validators, meal providers, and or Captain 304s. If you don't give them that, you're as a man, you are invisible. Well said, Project AC. Absolutely agree with that statement. Remember, drowning is God's West kiss. There you go. All the long-lasting marriages I see or have seen are in poor nations. That explains everything. West would have long-lasting marriages. Well, here's the deal with that. Especially out here, marriages last 100 plus years ago because each person had to help each other to survive the next day. Here we have easy life. She can just get on the app, doesn't matter what she looks like, and she can find another provider. Within her head, she's still got the delusion for that imaginary man that doesn't exist. I'll tell you a story about a gal in high school. Imagination is the prawn scene they are in love with while with you. Once that ends, it becomes eggshell city. How many women during their intimacy with their man, if it is even intimacy, because intimacy would be the act plus a little maybe feeling that you're grateful for the person. How many are thinking about their last boyfriend or their imaginary boyfriend? Let's be real. New stats say 405 of men aren't raising their kids. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. 82, we had 5 TV channels. There are 200 on the internet. Women are programmed. Well said. Good to see one fast Dak in the chat. He's watching Dak's stuff. He's singing some good stuff. A little bit of Semisonic. I saw that, brother. Closing time. Good to see Dak. Check out Dak's stuff or subscribe to his channel. It makes great content. Babylon is the USA. Women love the devil and the world. You are now a tool for them to be used. Good to see Char from Deutschland. I'm just at barbecue with my friends, dropping by. Good, man. Glad you could say hello to us. Enjoy your kielbasa. Betty Saab, it's also in the West. We have become an easy life. It's all easy here. Dak, bringing us some truth here. Women never get off the carousel, whether it's virtual or physical. Absolutely. Even the lesbians can't be. Yeah, you're watching it now. The only thing that vindicates men is lesbian divorce. That is it. And they still blame the man. Good to see Otto in the house. 45% are not raising their kids. If it's that low, I'd be surprised. I think it's probably higher, brother. Yeah, Dax and OG, absolutely. Not long ago, I've started to see the resentment among people against unmitigated immigration, and men are simply walking away. Why do we want to work harder when we don't see the fruits of our labors, right? It starts at an early age. Girls are taught how important and valuable women are. Secondly, they are taught that girls are smarter and boys are stupid. That is 100% correct, big world. Women at their early age are programmed to believe that they are the prize. Did the men build the carousel? I bet they did. Whatever you want to call them as women, just don't invest. Well, here's the deal. You have to understand them. But they're not going to be changing anytime soon. In fact, they're never going to change. Right? Good to see Simone. And they can switch between channels, as Wolf says. The next one, that's why they're constantly on dating apps. The same women on dating apps 8 years are the same ones today. 80% are still looking for Fabio. But Fabio is 70 years old now. Men are not respected by women in our culture anymore, especially in the West. I've still got Maury Povich. The tests say you are not the father. Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, you won't pay. You won't pay for the baby you gave me. Oh, no, you didn't. You're on a countdown for winter icing. We're getting close. I'm telling you, this morning, I have not turned the AC on for like 2 weeks, and it is getting cold in the morning. Utah turns to fall very quick. The Predatory Female is such a great book. It should be mandatory reading. I agree. Reverend, I forgot his name. Good stuff, though. Reverend Shannon. That's his name. But that's the reality. Good to see JR. Women have an imaginary fantasy in life. It's probably from beginning of their stages. It might be emotional. It might be something with programming. It might be the Disney story that they're waiting for their prince. It could be a lot of things. There was a girl in high school. Her name was Mona Melberg. She was sophisticated. She loved, she wore black. She had reddish brown hair. She was probably the most woman of any girl. She was much more mature than all these girls. And I liked her. Her best friend was dating my buddy that skateboarded. So, but I could never, she wouldn't give me the time of day, because she's like, she would say, at 17 years old, "You're not 30, dark and handsome. I am waiting for that man." We're like, where does this, what are you, a 30-year-old's going to get with you? Like, what are you talking about? And she'd sit in the coffee shop. Back then, there were no Starbucks. It was like Coffee People or Coffee Time or something like that. We go and meet them after skateboarding at like 9:30. There she'd be in the corner in her black dress, and she had a great body. And she was waiting, just waiting. There's no internet back then. She was waiting for Fabio to come in. I bet she's still waiting. Picking up women isn't a science. 2 + 2 does not equal stimulate her emotions in the moment. They're emotionally driven. Absolutely. Well said. 102 degrees yesterday there in California. It's going to be, I think, 88 today. I'm going to go do something here after the show. Ishi, the average OnlyFans girl, games like 23 a month. Ain't that delusion, Ishi? Good to see you. Nice, cute indie girls at the skate park. Got some smiles, but kept to myself. There you go. 49 degrees tonight in Chicago. It's getting colder. Bad guy for life. It's all a game with women. You just got to know how to play at their exactly. And this is exactly my theory. If you understand that you are not her man, because you can never fulfill that man. If she wants a white knight, then she wants an alpha all in one. There's a show on Netflix, Sex Life. Go watch it. Complete. It's eight episodes, 2 seasons. Completely explains this. Java, I remember that. Rev says, waiting on Chad. Yep. Chad, I guarantee she's still in that coffee shop. She waits at the table for that man is never coming. And that, I always thought that was so odd back then. I'm like, why are you waiting for a 30-year-old? He'll have a Mercedes and a house. He will like finer things and take me to Greece. She's still waiting. They love to ride skaters, get loose till they won't. The sugar daddy. There you go. Slam Cave, no fault divorce. Look at today's family structure. Ain't that the truth, Slam? It's not about hating. It's not about saying we gave them the right to vote or we didn't give them the right to vote or they shouldn't have gone to school. It is what it is. I mean, what are you going to do? Go back to the 1900s? Ain't going to happen. Jerome Markel, bachelor's life for Jerome Markel, come back from a nice work in the little sun shower. There you go. Well, good to see our brother in Brooklyn. There you go. Polska's in the house. Good to see Polska. He's gaming with Ike. There are going to be case studies on this generation of woman. The young ladies will study them and learn what not to do from them. Potentially. I really have this belief that the programming is so deep, it ain't going to change, guys. There's not going to be a world war that gets these women in line making you a sandwich behind the sink. They might do that to be protected, but once everything goes back to rainbows and lollipops, they're back on the carousel. There you go. I love it, Jerome Markel. Women have become the man they've always wanted. Isn't that the truth? Let them go have an imaginary life. We just understand it now. Slackers unite. There you go. We're marching towards our own death. Well, we are getting older and closer to the Grim Reaper every day. Someone was going to make a video game. I think it was Ike Wolf with that. Every man that thumped religion on me was a major simp and wouldn't let me thump red pill. Yeah, you can't thump red pill, unfortunately. This is something that one has to wake up to. They'll always blame the man, Joseph. I think that gives them, that's just part of their nature. White men need to find purposes in their lives. They better go back to the third world to make it livable than importing them here. I just don't think it's ever going back. That's my personal opinion. We are what it is. We accept it. We make our lives as amazing as possible. Love them, just don't fall in love with them. You will lose that in that category. Agree. A FIFO here in Brooklyn had a marriage ceremony for herself. Did you attend? Women learning from their mistakes and teaching the next generation not to go down that road, then I never gonna happen. Correct, Polska. It's Decline of Civilization Part 2. Soy Society needs to Eldar, unfortunately. Yeah, I agree. Good to see Mr. Definitivo in the place. Hello to you. How the community praises Tupac. Well, Kevin Samuels was really the man that was going to save them. He did his best. Whether you like him or not, he tried to show them the faults of their ways. She loves you in the moment, but what does she love you? What is it? What is she in love with you about? Attaboy, keep on traveling, skating. Real question, do you think that women believe that they are higher than men? I believe so. I believe a lot of women think that. Absolutely. I think society tells them to think that. 1928 Model A. Where's Dak? Dak, where are you getting the parts for that? It's got to be channel. Well, I guess internet's good for that. Guy down the road when I grew up had a 19 something like that. Model T, I think. Their software is corrupted. 304 Air, Bob. Play your own game, guys. Never hurts. That's the thing. Put yourself first. 60 seconds, always be willing to walk away. There you go. From Brazil. Well, obrigado for being here. What part of Brazil? Fortaleza? Once the tree of life springs back, women go searching for the fruit of the forbidden tree of knowledge. Mark my words. They love chaos. Well said, Big Chris. Good to have you. Go get yourself a soy latte, Rev. Get some man boobs. You need man boobs so you can wear the bro. Andrew Dice Clay was sure right. Jack and Jill went up the hill. You're walking from Dodger Stadium. I took my boy to Dodger Stadium on Father's Day to see the Cubs play the Dodgers. It was a wonderful memory for him. Good to see Megatron in the place. Mega kicking it. Interesting, Jerome Markel. They're doing everything for attention. German philosophers are notoriously dense and complex to read. The Decline of the West by Oswald. Yeah, I'll probably read some German stuff. Casting old parts would be very lucrative, especially for those old cars. Rich in the UK, what is it with women and calling the police? Well, it's their baby daddy, or their virtual baby daddy, right? Listening to some GBH, grievous bodily harm, or as some people thought was Great Britain hardcore. Why should a guy help out to protect her when she can't do it for herself? Blast sick boy. Well said, Jerron Markel. Blast sick boy, JR. 95% of women are not very intelligent and have mental issues. Programming hasn't helped either. Even romance novels speak of the forbidden tree. Well said. Good to see Gone Fishing. Absolutely, Megatron. Did being married give you a societal advantage in your sales career? No. No one would ever ask. If you don't put out, I'm not down to hang out. There you go. Go through Scentbugs drive-through or a soy dick latte. There you go. I like GBH's first two. Good stuff. I still get hit out at Home Depot if it wasn't just 40-year-old hags. It would be funny. Just enjoy it. The only thing I can tell men, don't view women as a solution to your life. View them as entertainment. View them as there's nothing you can do. Just sit back and watch and enjoy. If you have interactions with them, just enjoy it. You just accept them and accept female biology because there's nothing you're going to do that's going to change it. They do not love men. They love their imaginations. They're agents of the state. Well said, Jerome. I'm translating an Italian menu into English. It's not an easy task. Italian is so complex, one of the hardest languages to learn. I would agree with that. It's not a good idea to get in a relationship with a woman. No, heavens no. Low IQs to have a correlation to good reproductive organs, they have to. Yeah, I agree. Women are like the cherry. If men are like ice cream is still good without the cherry. That's a good way to look at it, Slam. One call with 3 digits and Big Daddy government gonna make your life hell. Rev is speaking the truth. If a creature can't be held accountable, should she be considered a human being or an animal? Well, what is a woman? Ike's Mask. I don't need no man for everyday things. If I need my car fixed, I'll go to a mechanic. Oh, no, you didn't. Who are the mechanics? Exactly. Men build this world. All this shit with women is demonic at the core of it. Feminism steps from ugly Jewish women practicing the occult, Satanism. Go back and look at Eve partaking of the fruit of the tree of good and evil and then giving it to Adam, corrupting him. Goes all the way back to humanity. Get a job at Home Cheapo and see all the women that need help. Blasters in the house. Remember, they always pull the bait and switch over you after they marry. They never put in more effort after they own. Blue pillars only find this out the hard way. Ain't that the truth? Good to see you, brother. And I got your thought on doing a live stream. We'll have to do that. Even cake is better without the cherry. Well, look at maraschino cherries. They're dyed. They're not even real, basically. They sit in your gut for 17 years. Women are petulant children with the full power of the government behind them. Good to see you, freedom fighter. They definitely have the power of the government. And as Jerome Markel says, walk away. It's just scary that women destroyed our culture. Well, I don't know if they destroyed it. I think men are responsible for the delusion as well. They care about their options rather spending 10 years learning Italian than 8.5. Don't marry unless you're a master. Yeah, don't marry. It's not recommended. Normal men built the world and kept the Sumambish running. Men do the hard work. They despise a simp that submits to them, and the ultimate submission is being married. Yes. Blame the hoes. Feminism is an idea, but you have to embrace it. Well said, Jerome Markel. We forget that women embrace it. We should blame them. Grain is also, and the men that support that. Grain is also a curse on humanity. All grain eating societies are Satanists. Now I understand the rise of veganism. They had no idea. I prefer. Attaboy. I see what you mean. Fapping instead of having delicious with a layer. There you go. Well, at least you're safe. They are worldly by nature, and Eve's curse, it's activated, celebrated by the 98%. Well said. Well said, Jerome Markel. It is the actual embracement of it. It is the digestion by women that follow it. I think there's a spectrum of personalities, but for the most part, most are extroverted. We men are the cake. They're just the frosting on the cake, not a necessity. I don't really typically eat frosting unless it's really thin. I remove it. So maybe the women are the frosting. I had an ex, she could tie the cherry stem in a knot. Interesting, JR. With her tongue. I'm partial to the McCafe mocha. There you go. Go sit looking for your lady, the unicorn. Younger men make as much money as you can and save as much. Stay away from debt. Good advice from Timmy. I've just reached the fish dishes. The sea is running out of shrimps. Huh. From Seinfeld. Men are 25% responsible for the delusion, the ugly, nasty simp. He's the only one who funds it. He enables it. So yes, men are to blame too. Well said. Women are created as helpmates, not bosses. 3 or 4s are fun. Other than that, leave them wherever you find them. Well, just understand them. You got to just understand female biology. And you need to understand your biology, really. George Costanza for 300. Costanza. My third wife pulled the fat grenade. She went from a nice and tight 115 to 180 to 220. She blew up like a Goodyear blimp, Mr. Sammy. I find men more interesting, more knowledgeable, more diverse in topics, more at peace, who live single in efficient apartments than those married carrying the groceries with low postures and down eyes. Yeah. There's pros and cons to everything, but the pros and cons of living a single MGTOW life outweigh the pros and cons of marriage any single day. Raise your hand if you're in agreement. Stay laser focused, men, and keep your eyes on the prize. Don't ever let them steal it. Mega. And women steal men's dreams a lot of the times. They steal men's purpose, drive, all sorts of things. Unbeknownst to most men, they think they're doing it for the empowerment and the betterment of their marriage, only in the end to be left in the dust. Best BJ, oh, 2 gals were the best. She might be peaceful, but her animals are not. There you go. Cubanas are crazy and hot in hell. She has a Latin temper. Yes, saleswomen that are saleswomen are all about money and materials. Louis Vuitton, the new iPhone, absolutely. They do everything to their face and their hair, sure. And they're pretty much all divorced, a lot of them. After smashing your problems still exist, it's always been men solving problems and them receiving everything. Men want to fix everything. That's another one of our problems. We want to fix marriages. We want to fix these women, and we can't. No one wanted acrobats. There you go. WHO, let's see, says they just 3 or 4 just want to have fun. Cyndi Lauper was right, guys. He that remains single receives less distress from the hostile world. Paul, the red pillar of the Bible. Do they steal from us or do we allow them to take from us? That would be a good question. Lycus 101. Blow me up, Tom. I remember my first girlfriend out the Navy in college, man. She was brutal. Told me I wasn't a provider type and cheated on me with a Navy guy still enlisted. Oh, there you go. We've all experienced sort of that. If you move to Salt Lake, where you could, probably where I live, Davis County or Utah County, we'll hook you up with some. You can't blame the cigarette for giving you cancer. You picked it up and you smoke pack after. Yeah, attaboy. Accountability, right? If women spend a lot of time around women, their period cycles match up. Yes, synchronization. She brought that dude to my birthday in art class, had my tire slashed. She sounds like the hot, crazy Matrix girl. Women look good on the outside, but you don't know how crazy they are on the inside. Just ask a couple questions. What was their relationship like with their father? I think we're the only species that accepts playing simp-ass stepdaddy. You're just not the stepfather. You're the father that stepped up. My issue is the self-entitled anger many gals spew. I see any sign of it, I ghost. There you go, brother. Look, and I'm not bashing on stepfathers. There have been decent stepfathers that have taken on the reality. But with the knowledge that you have today, would you do it today? Men need to realize, just like some questions are better left unanswered, in the same way it's better for them to leave women unsatisfied. They can't be satisfied. Well, that's the whole idea of the imaginary man. They don't like you because the imaginary man still lives in their head and their heart. That is who they're after. So at the end of the day, they cannot be satisfied. Well said. Timmy says, my dog park is loaded with feminists. One lady's 5'5" and 289, whale, beached whale for 300. Timmy calls her sack of potatoes. I'd call her beach whale, blow up like the Goodyear blimp. Military might be a better option than college. I think college, 63% of college people are women. Dag says, I always ask what meds they are on. Lexapro for 300, Trebek. Women know you cannot control your D, so they use that to their. Yeah, absolutely. They know. They're not dumb. They can charm a man to get his wiener out and to make things that much more advantageous for her. Second stream simping, Timothy. How are women in Britain? I heard they are like zombies, all white and pale, like the men in Britain that don't have teeth. Well, I don't live in Britain, but we'll have to ask the guys here, like Rich. In Utah, if someone got bitten by a rattlesnake while hiking, they would not make it back down. I've seen 7 rattlesnakes in the last couple of years. If you get bit by one, you will be able to make it down. You need to get to the hospital ASAP to get anti-venom. 12 hours or more without any treatment is now you're not in good territory. But if you have anti-venom before 15 to 20 hours or less, you'll be all right. If I write smoked swordfish, tuna, or salmon, do you think that the customer will understand that he has to choose? Yeah, probably. Stepfathers are weak, and those fathers that know they're in a weak position, they deserve it again. Blame the individual. That was their choice. Well said. The fantasy keeps the creature going. Logic and reason make a man. Ozempic is everywhere, man. The Ozempic face, look it up. You are the stepfather. None of my hobbies ever called me ever abusive. My hobbies never left me. I left them. Be careful, guys. If you vow to provide for a woman, she'll forever hold that to your. Yeah, absolutely. It's just how they're wired. Arvero, good to see you. Doing some chores. Are you doing a honey-do list? Women and children can be careless. A man can't afford to be careless. Vito Corleone. Truth. I dislike women, but bang them when needs to be. Willie Capusta. Once you get control of your sex drive, you become an a-hole. Once you understand the power you have in life and you can have a great life after all of this, you don't give an F. And so you give off an aura about yourself that you're a badass in a way. You just don't care. You've already seen the reality. You live in a red pill world. Stuff is poison. It turns them into zombies. Well said, Dak. But that's reality. Look at women as entertainment. Now, again, 98% are not recommended. 1% to 2% are women that are decent women. My sister's one of them. Rev's met her, and they're very rare. But they're also female, too. They still have hormones and emotional hurricanes and female biology. There you go. Women in the UK are the same as states, miserable, stuck up. With hair extensions. All psych meds turn them in. Yeah, psych, it rewires their brain. Again, I talked about my ex-wife. She went on antidepressants after her father passed away. Then which actually she was fine. She was more emotional. RC rock crawling. I see guys do that on show. But the reality, when she went on Wellbutrin, she completely changed. She turned into somebody I had no idea who it was. This shit is real. It destroys women. If they're on any medication, run the hell away. After the chores, go out and get some hose. Justin in the house. Men first, women second. No excuses, no exceptions. That exactly is what we preach here. Put yourself first and never put a woman on a table. Once you achieve red pill clarity, they have no power over you. Exactly. Once you understand your position in life, and it wasn't the position to provide and protect and give her everything and validate her at every point, it's to put all that back on you. Your life is tremendous. Yeah, a big world. You're absolutely right. Well said. Well said. Hot dog looking for a hallway. Dating app of every woman in the late 30s and 40s. I have my shit together. I'm not your typical woman. I'm different. My ex was abusive. My kids come before. I love to travel. Of course. Women are constantly swiping, looking for that imaginary man. They don't like you because of that. Women can hide crazy very well, but there are certain things you should look at. Good to see Radical Rafter in the house. Women are fun for anything. Beyond that, it is questionable. They're good for one thing. Is that what you're saying? I've never put a woman on a table unless she's bent over it. Ooh. You dirty-minded Jerron Markel. Japs will pilot a Gundam that can bang a female robot. There you go. Seeing climbers up Yosemite National Park, those mountains are like wall slabs that with a good tremor could break off. Yeah, Yosemite and El Capitan, man, that's no joke. There's a lot of heavies in Colombia, Ishi. They don't care. Timmy says, I couldn't imagine being married to a woman who wears the pants in the family. Well, they don't have, most men live in that situation, regardless of the believe it or not. You know they do. If a man has a man cave, the woman runs him. It's as simple as that. Don't take women too seriously, says Timmy Kramer. A quote by Timmy Kramer at Windansea Beach 2023. Well said. We should put that on a bumper sticker. Entertainment rad, elaborate, please. By the way, stop being abusive. Well, look at women as entertainment. Just look at how they act as a sitcom, right? Don't take it personal. Don't just allow it to be. Hearing more and more stories of women wanting child support from the stepdad and courts are approving this BS. Cheaper groceries. Yep, it's happening. They're going after the stepdad. You know? We must stay focused, gentlemen. We must stay focused. Do a lot of women like me? I haven't had any problems dating women in Utah, big world. But no, they don't like me. And when they find out that I'm an a-hole. Going to Arcadia National Park in Maine for some adventuring looks like an amazing place. Attaboy, get out and travel, folks. It's not sustainable as men are quietly walking away. Now we can see the houses and food becoming unaffordable and everything falling apart. Truth. Tell the passport bros that they themselves still weigh 300 pounds in Colombia. Most women hate the fact that they're not more valuable than their sex. Ain't that the truth? That's X-Mask. Women should have warning labels that say recreational use only. Most husbands have caves. That means something. Yep. Sometimes, Justin, sometimes. Have a sense of humor with bitches. Laugh at them when they front. Don't take them for seriousness. That's what I'm saying by entertainment. Depends on where you want to go for land, Ron Markel. I would go to a conservative state, and I would look at counties outside of, maybe an hour from a big city. That's where you're going to get the best deal. Is there any bigger programming than movies and TV for women? No, Will. And their friendships as well. I always laugh at guys who brag about having the man cave. You might as well brag about not having any balls. Well said, Jason. Bureau of Land Management. There you go. I would go as far as stay away from 3 towns away a gal from your smashing. Oh, gotcha. I mean, yes. Try not to smash her in the same apartment complex or like the same neighborhood. Women don't like me as soon as they figure out I won't simp for them. Freedom fighter. Yeah. Rad, when you're in town, do a lot of women avoid eye contact with you? Here in the UK, they either look down. I don't look at them. I take the power back. Don't look at them. Right? They want a delinquent boy and they don't like correct people. Well said, Mr. Definitivo. I was thinking about moving to North Dakota in a few years to get away from all. It's cold up there, windy, but, quite a frontier. If you want to move anywhere, Alaska, that's the last frontier, or Montana. The grass will always be greener on the other side. You'll never win. Play it like an independent contractor day by day. Exactly. She can't keep a man because she won't admit that her spiciness is what keeps us. Yes. I've said this before. I never had a chick get the IK or call me perv or creep. Usually they're nervous around me, but it couldn't happen and I'm aware of it. But it could happen. There you go. My man cave is my entire place. Just don't touch my records. Your vinyl records. No, I don't tell the red pill. They know about MGTOW, but they don't know about red pill because they're like, you've been hurt. I'm an avid freshwater fisherman, but most of California is on fire. Fishing is so good, guys. If you want to do something that's fun, go fish. So relaxing. Realist vision. The sad thing, many men remain blue-pilled well into being middle-aged and beyond, and when reality hits them at a later point, it's painful to see. Society has a lot to answer for, truly. Well said, brother. Glad you're here. Rad, are you the bar type? Every now and again. I like some cowboy bars where they do karaoke. I like to watch people as well. I don't look at them either, Project. After giving it up, they usually become the 98% slam cave. Laying it down to Chinatown. A woman is your best friend until she stops getting what she wants. Ain't that the truth? Ask one of your friends for their name because you forget it. You forgot it. It'll get back to her. It'll drive her crazy. Yeah. What's your name again? It's removing attention. It's removing validation. Women can never tell men what we value. Dak, dangerous territory. They have sympnosis. Well said. Sympnosis for 300. I want to be close to the city, but not far away. I would say 30, 40 minutes. You could probably find a nice little town. I would go for a red state, though. And a red state that's not going to flip to a blue state. I like trout, but it's got to be it's got to be well cooked with tons of butter, tons in seasoning. You want to see the trash of the trash? Hit the Santa Fe Springs swap meet in SoCal, bottom of the barrel. You know, I get to the point now. Life's a good thing. You know, I look at these guys on the channel. I'll call out Dak for a second. Dak's look at his garage. He's got so many damn hobbies and toys and tools, and he's doing the things that bring him joy. What's missing? A woman. Because that doesn't bring peace, quiet, and freedom. At the end, that's what you should be doing. If you love turning a wrench, go fix a 1929 Model A. If you like to move yourself, go out and bike, hike, walk, fish. You know, there's so many things that are so cheap that one can do that'll bring you peace, quiet, and freedom. Right? Timothy also likes to fly rod. There you go. Riff Rage, abolish the Sympacalypse. Well said. Good you're here. I used to run. I'm not a good runner. I'd rather walk. I'd rather hike. But my grandfather was. You like spool rad? There you go. Dak has so many things in that damn garage. He's got cool stuff too. I don't let any of them follow me on Instagram. Why do I want your filtered pics when there's free prawn? There you go. I don't know. How do they compete with free prawn? Radical Dak should find himself a good woman. What I'm saying, I don't say it in like a way it's missing. It's the fact that everyone would think that, oh my gosh, he's got everything right, but he's missing a woman. No, he's not. Why is it so many married people want other people to get married? It's again, it confirms their reality. That's what it does. It validates their existence in their miserable marriage. There's Dak's channel. Go subscribe to it. Yeah, Hammerhand, the photography, his model cars. What brings you peace, quiet, and happiness? That's it. When you can find that for yourself, I don't think peace, quiet with the harem and Kazakhstan. I don't think a woman will be part of that equation. If y'all entertained by female nature, y'all need help. 99% of them just nonstop bitch and sham. Well, watch them. I would say that. Watch their nature. These suckers that gas them up really hit them, get away with the filtered images. They filter everything. They filter videos. New York State, upper New York State's pretty good, right? Just like women ignore, you do the same, but when they ask for help, tell them to get their boyfriend to do it. Yeah, where's your man? Where's your man, bad guy? What has happened to films and Netflix? DEI, wokeness. Go watch the old movies, Rambos, Rockies, that kind of stuff. Misery loves company. There you go. Dak's been 8 years monk. There you go. I roller hockey at the park. Enjoy it. I attract women without want. Ooh, roller hockey. I had a friend that did that. Learn to say no to society's mind control. Yeah. Best way you can do that is to opt out of it. Peace, quiet, and freedom for 300 Trebek. Men are more than animal because of our intelligence and stoic nature. Well, we have more logic receptors, probably. Reverend says, I don't need no ham. Play an instrument, says Slam. Well said. Play your bass, play guitar, learn something, learn a language, go travel. Going deep sea fishing Halloween week. Where are you going, brother? My dad would take us up to right off the coast of Alaska and Washington. I do all kinds of shit. I'm blessed physically. There you go. So if they're looking for, he was the ultimate MGTOW. Well said, Ishi. If we're looking for peace, quiet, and freedom, why would we want to give that to a woman that, for the most part, most likely has an imaginary fantasy and man in her head? Makes no sense. It's like trying to go fishing in a parking lot. There's no water. Why is it when she says, I don't need no man, I have my hobbies and other thing, a man says the same thing? That's just programming. It's a way to take no accountability. A man on his purpose should stay single because a woman will destroy his meaning in life. Well said, Rich. And F the double standards. There you go. Tampa Bay, St. Petersburg. Attaboy. I like Tampa Bay. It's a nice town. It's a cool area. Any creature that is led by emotions is technically an animal. Learning how to play the kinks on my acoustic. The kinks for 300 Trebek. Because of our children and our religious beliefs. Life doesn't have to be difficult. It's challenging when one digests a red pill, swallows it, and realizes life changes immediately. Everything you thought was real or you should follow is completely flipped on its head. HIPAA is holding back your message, probably. Good to see Gone with John in the chat. Good to see our brother. He's going live a lot. As y'all know, Big OG in the space. Good to see you, brother. Monk, since 2011, every day an enjoyable new experience. Absolutely. There's nothing wrong. Once you really see through everything, you have to accept it. You have to make the switch and say, okay, now I understand government, education, religion, financial, jobs, and relationships are all different to me now. Now one can see this is what I need to do to live minimalistically, but maximized at the same time. I do like Sandman's memes. Shout out to Sandman. I need you to interview me with the disguised voice. We'll have to do that sometime. Funny how a real man will be a slave to a woman, but we don't talk about how women aren't real women. What is a woman for 300 Trebek? Appreciate Dak putting up John's channel. Guys, subscribe to every single one of us. We are not here to. We're the more of the niche boutique MGTOW red pill where we communicate with one another. Every single one of us. That's why our channels have strong loyalty, because we reach out, we read the comments, we reply to everybody. Men have to fight nature, but women nest and are friends with nature. Easy mode, right? Sandman does memes. Rad, advice on establishing boundaries with my lady friend. She lives above my apartment. Have a hard time with privacy and Oh, well, you put the camel's head in your tent, so it's going to be hard to get the camel out. I would say change up your routine and schedule. Come home later than normal. Leave earlier than normal. Turn the music on. Invite other people over. But yeah, it's tough at that point. Canada is a wonderful country. Beautiful scenery, good people. And they have ketchup chips and coffee crisps. And everything's in French and English. Yours and Sultan of Savage are the best, Rad. That's a nice compliment. What part of the U.S. do you think feminism is the worst? East Coast. How are the generals up there in Canada? Probably the same as ours down here, I would suspect. California's got a lot, but I would say the East Coast. Ketchup chips, yes. Remember when we went up for Boy Scouts to Canada? We went up to British Columbia on this canoe trip, about 10 hours into British Columbia. Beautiful country. We went to stop at a store, the gas station with the mini mart. And we were so excited because they had all these candies and chips that that we couldn't get in the States. So we bought tons of them, like Aero bars and Mr. Big and Coffee Crisp. And our scout leaders like, look, guys, ketchup chips. We're like, oh my word. And salt and vinegar. I never had salt and vinegar until I went to Canada. It was great. Shout out to Canada. Dog moms weird me out. And I think dog moms are interesting. They want to nurture something. Dax says ketchup flavored chips, Lay's are the best. They're so good. I think someone made them down here too, just recently. Never F with RFK or JFK. East Coast liberal cities have bad, of course. Imagine dating a feral, savage woman raised by wolves. Ooh. She probably could wrestle you. Rad, any upcoming collabs with other content? Not at this point. The last one was Gone with John last week. And Hammer was on. That was a good stream. If you have kids and they'll talk to you, it's a good stream to talk about. We try to get Father on too. Doritos, Nacho, or Cool Ranch? Ooh, I would pick Cool Ranch. I remember when Cool Ranch came out. Ooh, Dax has Cool Ranch too. I like the new spicy ones that they have. What is it? Midnight? There's nothing wrong with that over-processed, chemically ridden Dorito. Man, those are good, aren't they? I don't care what the carnivores say. I'm going to eat me a bag of that every now and again. And with the sandwich, even better. Woman, get behind that sink. You make me a sandwich with Cool Ranch chips on the side. If she has a kid named Aiden, Jaden, yes. Every chick I know with a Jaden kid, whacked. Medicated, most likely came from meth. Cat moms bring no peace to men. If any of you were to pick any red state, what would it be? I think Utah's a great state. Texas, but Texas has got a lot of libs moving in. Andre the Giant, man. Did you watch his documentary on Netflix? Hey, man, what's your opinion on on raw carnivore than eating raw ground beef for weeks? It depends on how you feel, Portuguese Magpao. Good to see you. Personally, I probably wouldn't eat raw meat. I don't know. I just get weirded out by it. But if it works for you, go for it. But a carnivore diet in itself is good stuff. I don't think they want to be alone, big world. I think at the end of the day, they know feminism has not worked out. But they still want to be in control. Being old-fashioned in the sticks. Oh, my brother-in-law, ex-brother-in-law, they named their kid Jaden. Kid's a total friggin' loser. Flaming barbecue chips. Ooh, I like barbecue too. Especially baked Lay's barbecue. There you go. I know. Processed food's not good. If you can eat as low as possible, but every now and again give yourself a treat. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you offset that by other things. Good to see my stepson today, my son's oldest brother, who's going into the Marines. Good for you. Good for you, Slam. Want to get jumped? Wear a MAGA hat in LA. I had a red hat and almost, I would, I agree. Don't draw attention to yourself. She seems calm and stoic, but there's an emotional hurricane just around the hour. Justin Trudeau, the ultimate simp. Lay's old fashioned. I do like Lay's barbecue too. Gotta take, it'll puff your face up, Wolf. Every day I eat 2 veggie burgers grilled and 2 Doritos Cool Ranch bag. Yes, I want to go to Australia. I don't think I'm the type that I feel good for my age. Do I eat 100% clean? No, probably 75% clean. But I offset the 25% that I don't eat well with fasting, with cold plunges, with working out, with other things, with grounding. So I want to have a fun life, and I don't want to have to, once a week, I do want my chips and salsa and guacamole. I don't mind having an In-N-Out burger with the fries once every 3 or 4 weeks, which typically I do. but it's trying to eat, I eat a lot of eggs, cheese on them. I eat a lot of hot sauce. I like salads. I know salads apparently aren't good for you, but you know, I like salmon. I like a lot of the things. But again, I don't want to go through the next 30 years of my life wanting something. I would rather have great health and eat the foods, enjoyable foods that I enjoy, than having to be in exceptional health every single friggin' day and not having to, not having the diet. I think there's a balance, there's moderation in that. But I agree with that statement. Having a healthy life is important. I'd like to maybe get to 85% clean, 15%, but I'm probably 75% clean. They are on fire. I agree with that statement. Doritos for 300. Justin Trudeau built my hot rod. He sure did with all that unemployment insurance. Yeah, I would agree. I don't eat clean. I eat what I want. I'm always active. I mean, I've met people. My grandfather ate more processed foods than anything. Bologna, Miracle Whip, Velveeta, white bread, iceberg lettuce. That probably laced with cocaine too. And he lived to almost 104, and all he had was a hip replacement. Oh, he got diabetes a week before he died. And he was good with his software probably 3 years before he died. And he ate like shizzle. Get a fun routine going, man. Most Saturday nights I play great vinyl records and chill. Got into jazz. Ooh. Play some Gray Boys All-Star. Used to go to church, but not anymore. I'm not anti-church. I just find my spirituality in the mountains. Maybe he'll roll 70s Buick. Let's see, would that be a Cutlass? Cutlass Supreme for a 1970? Skylark? Dak, I'm not even ever on there, sir. Hello to everyone else. Great show, Rad. I'm listening at work. He's out on a Saturday pressure washing, making cash money. Ain't like shizzle. That's a good one. Well, guys, this has been a good stream. It is 10:19. I'm 21 hours and 19 minutes into my fast. I did it 48 hours Monday through Wednesday of this week. I'm feeling pretty decent. I'm going to go try and ride my bike. I got the water freezing in the freezer. I'm going to throw some electrolytes. I'm probably going to do an 8-miler, and I'm going to enjoy my life, and I'm going to enjoy the fact that I'm out doing what I want to do, not having to do what she wanted me to do if I was married. So great to be in control. Remember, women are in love with their imagination. You will never be the apple of their eye. They will always despise you because in their head, they don't want you. They want this person that lurks there. 98 Oldsmobile. Oldsmobile's out of business. GM shit-canned that brand. You guys have been great. Go out there, enjoy it. We'll see you on the next one. Check out all of the channels, Dax, Slams, Revs, all those channels we talked about. Gone with Johns. And, subscribe. There's going to be more shows this weekend with folks going live. I would agree with that statement, Big World. It's very homogenous. There's a lot of competition here. And we'll see you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.